A Stoic philosopher once wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." That is the baseline gratitude. It's not just a feel-good attitude. It's a weapon against entitlement and anxiety. It brings you out of your head and into the moment. Most people roll out of bed and fall straight into autopilot notification noise, mental clutter. They are reacting before they even return to themselves. The truth is, if you don't direct your attention first thing in the morning, the world will do it for you. Carl Jung once said, "Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate." If you wake up and let your mind run wild, stressing about work, people, problems, you are not living. You are just surviving. Gratitude interrupts that pattern. It anchors you before the storm begins. Let's be honest. Most of us forget how rare and fragile this thing called life really is. We complain, we compare, we cost. But one unexpected event, a diagnosis, an accident, a loss can flip your entire world. When you truly understand that nothing is guaranteed, gratitude becomes less of a morning ritual and more of a mindset for survival. When you wake up, take 3 deep breaths. That's all slow, steady, present. Place your hand on your heart if you need to reconnect with your body and say, "I am grateful to be here, not to perform, not to impress, just to be." Socrates once said, "The unexamined life is not worth living." But maybe part of that examination isn't just about asking deep questions. Maybe it's about practicing deep presence. You don't need a fancy journal or some perfect meditation routine. You need one clean thought. This is enough. This moment is enough. And from that seed of enoughness, you grow into a person who doesn't need chaos to feel alive. You start approaching your day with a quieter kind of strength, the kind rooted in stillness, not speed. There's a big difference between starting the day from pressure and starting it from purpose. One feels like drowning, the other feels like clarity. And that shift begins with intention. When you wake up with gratitude, you stop chasing peace all day because you already started with it. Think of it like turning your inner frequency. When you are tuned into appreciation, the things that usually irritate you, traffic, interruptions, delays, lose their grip because you are not reacting from lack. You are responding from wholeness. The first few moments after you wake up set the mood for your entire day. Most people reach for their phones, check messages, or start worrying about tasks before they even take a breath. But the way you speak to yourself each morning is powerful. It shapes your energy, your mindset, and how you face the world today. I want to share something that might just shift the way you start every single day of your life. Most people don't realize this, but those quiet seconds between sleep and action are where your mind is most open and most vulnerable. What you feed it in that moment either strengthens your core or lets chaos in. If you are constantly waking up stressed, rushed, overwhelmed, or just playing catch-up, you are not alone, but you do have a choice. That's where Stoicism enters the chat, not as dusty philosophy, but as a daily tool. The Stoics believe that how you begin your day is how you train your soul. If you don't anchor your mind, the world will do it for you. And trust me, the world has its own agenda. If you are tired of starting your morning already behind, if you are ready to stop letting yesterday's problems or tomorrow's anxiety own today, I have 5 simple phrases you can speak to yourself that will change everything. They don't take more than a minute, but the shift they cause is deep, personal, and powerful. If what we are building here resonates with you, if it helps you pause, reflect, and move through life with a little more clarity, consider being part of it. A subscription is more than support. It's a signal to yourself and to others that you value growth. I am grateful. You know what's wild? We are always chasing something: success, clarity, love, money, answers. But we rarely pause long enough to appreciate the one thing we already have right now. Not just now as you scroll past a motivational quote. I am talking about the quiet, overlooked miracle of simply waking up, breathing, opening your eyes to brand new, unwritten day. You didn't earn it. You weren't promised it, but you got it. That's power, that's grace. And that's where your strength actually begins. Not in what you achieve, but in how deeply you recognize the gift of being alive. Before anything, before your to-do list or even coffee, pause and say this to yourself: I am grateful to be here. Not because life is polished or perfect, but because it's present. You are still in the game. You still have time to evolve, to make amends, to take risks. to speak truth, to live honestly. Marcus Aurelius, one of the most respected sages, knew that you don't need to wait for circumstances to be ideal to feel fulfilled. Gratitude puts you back in control. It tells your brain, I don't need to have it all figured out to be okay. I don't need external proof to feel internally aligned. And that right there, that's emotional resilience. That's maturity. That's you becoming someone the world can't easily shake. Let's take it even deeper. Philosophy has shown that gratitude practices rewire the brain for more long-term well-being. Studies from institutions like Harvard and Berkeley confirm that people who practice daily gratitude consistently report higher levels of optimism, better sleep, and even stronger immune systems. Not because life is easier for them, but because their focus is different. Where others see chaos, they see change. Where others rush, they pause. And with this internal reset button, you can too. Press pause, and every morning,